All right, Brian. So, hey, man, what is new with you? How was your week?
My week, I was feeling a little under the weather for most of it, but now that it is Sunday night, it is podcast night, it is time to prevenge the nerds. I am feeling myself rebounding. Just like the nerds who stood up before the fraternity when they, played We Are the Champions. I am ready, sir.
Awesome, man, dude. So, I feel like we should probably talk a little bit about what's kind of happening with our own nerdverse a little bit. So, we made the decision to make the shows all onto the Fandemic.
Absolutely.
So you could just download just the Fandemic. You don't have to download two shows and actually three. So you're gonna get 2 to 3 shows every week and possibly more. So the ultimate plan is 4 to 5 shows a week, but right now you're gonna get 3 shows a week, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So to fill that your ear holes with awesome, a little bit of something for everything. Wednesdays are Prevenge of the Nerds. Thursday is going to be a Lone Star, and then Friday is going to be the Fandemic. So this last Friday, I had a conversation with some amazing people for a movie called Harlow's Haunt, a couple of actresses and the writer, director, producer of that movie, and it was fantastic. So definitely, you're going to have to check that out. We had a ton of fun.
You ever wonder? People always say a ton of fun. Maybe it's not a ton. Like you ever hear one drop? You know what? It was a half a ton of fun.
Yeah.
It was like 20 pounds of fun. 2,000 pounds. That's a lot. That's a high expectation.
Yeah.
So I think we need to kind of maybe scale down the fun because not everybody's worth a ton. Not
Right.
everybody's worth a ton.
You
So
know,
I think we need to make sure we give that. Be honest. Yes, sir.
so Brian, did you know that trees poop? Yeah, that's how you
I
get number 2 pencils.
love it. Love it. Okay, a friend of mine at work dropped this one on me today. So not today, earlier this week, but
Yeah.
I was confounded by this. Bradley, did you know that in order to fall asleep, you must first pretend to be asleep?
That's
Right?
man, yeah. That's
Right?
wow.
Yeah, I like this. Wow. And again, here at Prevent the Nerds, there is always growth
Through stupidity.
through stupidity.
All right. So hey Brian, what's your TV show movie of the week?
All right, so no move of the week, but my show of the week is 1923. I don't know if you had a chance to watch it, but it is the season finale, and wow, what a season finale it is! And you know what? For a name like Spencer, I'm digging Spencer more and more and more. I just hope whatever Taylor shared. By the way, we've agreed that along with John Favreau, these are two folks that we think,
Mhm,
and James Gunn.
mhm.
There's pretty much three people we trust with their products. And with this, Taylor Sheridan, whatever comes after 1923, I really hope the next one we see is a vehicle really committed to Spencer Dutton.
Man, so my show of the week is 1923.
Yes, sir.
Yes, man, that season finale was so amazing. Dude, like that whole duel thing.
Yes.
So, sorry, there's spoilers here, but
Well, there was a duel. We won't tell you the result, but the one thing I did want, Bradley, at the end of the war, at the end of the duel, was before one of the combatants to go, "I'm the king of the world," and then just have it.
hey, Leia, are you the king of the world?
I'm the queen of the world.
Ooh, Leia is the queen of the world.
Fair.
What good answer? That's a
Fair.
good answer.
That's a great answer, princess.
What?
I bet you can't stick out your tongue and say "oh" at the same time.
Oh.
You can't do that.
Oh.
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 You can say "oh."
Oh.
You're not saying it.
I don't do things. Oh.
You have to do this.
No, I said oh.
No, you have to do this.
Well, yeah, I said oh.
Daddy, you have to do this.
Oh. Okay, that's good enough. All right, kiddo. Say bye to Brian.
Bye.
Oh, or not. I just got the everything.
Hi.
Hello? Hi, princess. How are you?
I bet you can't stick out your tongue and say "oh" at the same
Well,
time.
princess, it's when oh. So that it?
No, you have to stick out your tongue and say it.
Oh, I
Oh
can
my
actually do
goodness.
it.
Yeah, you got beat. You
Yeah.
got beat. Admit
It's not
defeat.
possible.
Admit defeat. You got
It
beat.
Oh,
is.
you admit defeat that mommy beat you in WWE game.
Never happened.
But all things are
Then I'm not-
possible when
then I'm
you are
not.
Brian Dennis,
Never happened.
aka
She does
Greg.
not get her stubbornity from me.
I don't get it from my mother.
All right, sweetie. Say hi, bye-bye.
Bye bye.
All right, kiddo.
No.
All right, kiddo.
No.
But
I love you.
Okay.
All right. That's okay. All right, kiddo.
that was a wet
Right.
kiss. That was a wet
Yep.
kiss.
All right, kiddo. But we're recording, so we will say bye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
I need to do this. Love you.
Love you too.
By the way, Bradley, at some point, Leia will need to be informed that if you stick out your tongue, it's the other person that should go, oh. So,
Yeah, I'll let Uncle Brian tell her that one.
you don't want Uncle Brian. No. Now all I'm hearing is the Facts of Life theme song in my head. You take the good, you take the bad, there you got the Facts of Life. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. By the way, Bradley, if you had to pick Blair, Joe, Tootie, or Natalie, or Mrs. Garrett,
Blair.
Blair, okay.
Man. There's something about that motorcycle, dude.
All right. Well, that'd be Joe.
Or Joe. That's what I meant. I meant Jerry.
Okay.
Joe, yeah.
Dude, I'm going straight up for Mrs. Garrett. You know why?
Red hair?
Well, that doesn't hurt, but two words, sir. Edna's Edibles. That's all I got to say.
Fair.
Better than show Edna's Edibles. If she's gonna put it out there,
Yeah.
it's kind of like if she had a box under her bed.
And you knew she did.
You know she, dude. She
absolutely had
a trunk, my friend.
Oh,
She
yeah.
had a trunk, okay.
It was like the TARDIS.
Yes, dude. Like Time Stop or like the 10th Harry Potter. It's bigger on the inside than the outside.
Yeah.
Right. And like it, but you just know because we had that one Dean. Like if you know the early season of Facts of Life, the one Dean that you never saw after like the first season, but there was this underlying love story here in Mrs. Garrett. Yeah. By the way, let's think about this. Again, so Mrs. Garrett, this is a bit of being a kid that grew up in the 80s. So the whole premise, especially season 2 of Facts of Life Forward, where you had these 4 vulnerable young women who, through a very minor act of disobedience, had to move into a loft bedroom that the only adult was Mrs. Garrett, who kept them away from the rest of the student body and would, basically make sure they stayed on the right path. Yeah, okay. So I'm just thinking that, you know what? I think The Fast of Life was a prequel to Handmaid's Tale.
This could be it, man. I think we're on to something. I definitely feel it. We have a new.
This may be a revenge.
Yeah,
this may be a revenge. By the way, if you ever looked at Alf real closely, I get why he was real popular with the ladies.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah.
The nose. I'm just saying. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. So my rap skills back in the day was, hey, my name's Brian. Want to go to Planet Melmac?
And if they knew what that was,
if they
you're
knew,
in.
By the way, they never knew.
They never knew. There are no cats.
Yeah, there are no cats. So I've allowed them to bring the meow. Okay, we'll move forward. All right.
Oh well, with that, let's go ahead and start the show. Welcome to the Fandemic Presents Revenge of the Nerds. We are your one-stop podcast. Every week we are going to give you all the things to level up. Ooh, I like that. to level up your awesome. You can also order my kids' books, Leveling Up My Awesome, or Stuffed Animal Night Force versus the Dream Invaders on Amazon, or contact me for autographed copies for a little bit more. This is how the show is going to go. First, we're going to tell you the stories that could have led to your favorite movies, TV shows, and so much more. That will be part 1. And right now, Brian, what are we talking about?
Today, we are talking about part 2. And remember, if one finger doesn't do it, use 2. And remember that at Preventative Word of the Nerds, we are always on level 69. With that being said, we are talking about I Am Legend, or as I like to call it, The Last Prince of Bel-Air.
Yes, and so if you have not heard our prevenge of I Am Legend, pause.
What have you
right
been
now.
doing with your life? What
Yes.
have you been doing? There's nothing more important in your life than listen to Brad and I talk about I Am Legend and all the things of the Nerdverse.
Yeah, so pause, go back and listen to the last episode. Let us know what you think about it, and come back right here. You're not missing anything yet.
We'll be right here. We'll be right, kind of like that box that's under your parents' bed. We'll always be there.
And that's the facts of life.
By the way, Mindy Cone, if you're out there and you're probably not doing much, you're probably not working much, holla at your boy.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, today, this is part 2. This is the after credit scene.
Yes,
this
sir.
is where we tell you the stories that could have happened after the story was told.
Yes, sir.
And this is part 2. I am the self-proclaimed Emperor of Awesome, Bradley Butin. And this is my co-host with the mostest, the unverified twin of Shamar Moore, at least in the nipples. The unverified twin of Dwayne The Rock Johnson in the eyebrows. And the unverified twin of Dave Bautista in the head wrinkles.
The hair covers the wrinkles, but they are there, I promise you. My name is Brian S. Dennis, where the S stands for losing a duel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. By the way, Bradley, there's not... Again, spoiler alerts. If you've not seen 1923, you gotta watch it. That guy. I mean, we're both fans of professional wrestling.
Mhm.
That was that person that you just know they're not gonna win the match, right?
Yeah.
It was like the Brooklyn Brawler versus Stone Cold. We know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like seriously, Spencer was like, dude, I'd just rather not.
Right.
You know, like when he slapped him with the glove. I mean, at this point, he was all like, yeah,
Right.
yeah. Like at that point, it's always like, dude, take your man mole and just go about your day. But
and then when like when it was like, did anybody see this travesty? You know, and everybody's quiet. You're sitting there like,
right,
what?
right,
No, not
right,
one person.
right,
Oh,
right. But then her friend who I'm kind of digging. I'm kind of digging the friend. I hope we get a spin-off with the friend as well. I was like, because you know the friend's down there hanging out with the brothers that work in the steam engine room.
Oh, yeah.
But with that being said, hopefully, I cannot wait to see next season. They set it up perfectly, which was my show of the week. It did with every great show. By the way, I'm curious with you now. Let's leave Yellowstone out because there's multiple seasons of Yellowstone. But one season of 1883 versus one season of 1923, which is your favorite, 1883 or 1923?
Man,
like better?
I've been thinking about this pretty much all day.
Sure.
And I'm gonna still say 1883. I'm gonna say,
it's
but
Sam Elliott. It's got to be Sam Elliott.
Yeah, man,
that was so strong,
dude. Tim McGraw, even. I mean,
Yes.
and Tim McGraw is not known for his acting at all.
I just want to, if you're gonna have Tim McGraw, I want Nelly to show up,
dude. That would be awesome.
Because if we're going through the plays over and over again, over and over again, yeah. So yeah, and anything with Faith Hill is gonna probably get my viewing dollars. But again, I mean Taylor Sheridan, and honestly, I kind of like both prequel series more than Yellowstone. Yellowstone's longer, obviously, but I think if you just go like one shots, I think 1883 and 1923 honestly, I kind of like those shows a bit better because with Yellowstone, you're always gonna come back.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow Papa Dutton's gonna be in charge. Beth and Rip is gonna be a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie's just gonna kind of be there,
Mm-hmm.
versus, it's less predictable with both 1883 and 1923. And honestly, the thing that I like most about those shows, and we can move forward, is in both those shows, the Duttons lose. The Duttons a lot, actually. But in Yellowstone, it's like no matter what happens, the Duttons are going to come out on top. Kind of like Batman. No matter what happens, Batman wins because,
Batman.
Yes. Yeah. Which again, we talked before about, giving Vader like some Claritin. Sometimes I wonder if Christian Bale just needed a lozenge.
Yeah.
Give him a Ricola. And no, dude, really, I'm Batman. That's not that scary.
That's what Michael Keaton said in that trailer. Yeah, I'm Batman.
I'm Batman. Yeah, it's not nearly as, but I wonder if you said Batman 3 times, if Michael Keaton would show up.
Batman. No, didn't work.
Let me try this. Harley Quinn.
Wrong Harley Quinn.
Starfire.
Yes, please. So hey,
only the comic version. Yes.
Yeah. So who is outside? Because we're in agreement. Helen Mirren steals 1923.
Absolutely.
I mean, we've talked about this extensively.
Absolutely, she is fantastic.
Out of all the new cast, the new members, so like.
Sure.
Who is the breakout? Like Isabel May was in 1883. Who is the breakout star of 1923?
It's gotta feel weird to say that because this person's not a breakout, but the person to me that steals the series after Helen Mirren is Timothy Dalton.
Really?
I don't know. I'm really drawn to his character. I mean, he's broken. He's sadomasochistic. I'm probably talking about myself.
Yeah.
But all those things that come in, I just like he's a proper villain. Like it's really hard sometimes. We talked about this in the show before. Sometimes villains can be so cool, and you start to root for Vader, Voldemort. We can go on and on and on, where you start to kind of root for the villain, Count Dracula, all these folks that you start to root for. I mean, if you look at Harry Potter, to give an example, Voldemort's the ultimate villain, right? But most people couldn't stand Dolores Umbridge. Because we kind of like Voldemort, like, you know what? Okay, he was an orphan. He was mistreated. He ain't got a nose. Like, we gotta get it, right? His pet was a girl that was a snake that somehow. By the way, thank you so much, Fantastic Beasts, for not giving us a full backstory on Nagini. You gave us like the appetizer. I want you to take us all the way. Versus when you look at 1923 with the minor of Dalton's character, they gave us, by the way, and again, spoiler alerts, this is what won it for me. That line he said in this week's episode, the season finale, where he goes, "I'm a businessman. I don't have to be decent." I was like, dude.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Bruh. I would vote. I feel like a Trump fan, and I would vote for you. That's because you were honest. Like, I don't gotta be decent. My job's to make money.
Yeah.
Like, yes, sir. That's like a 90s hip hop draw. Like, boom, I'm all about that money. I ain't gotta be decent.
Yeah.
There's no decency in the game.
Man.
But to give you someone new, and I wish I knew her name, the Native American or indigenous person that is in the resettlement camp, the orphanage, the one that fights back against the clergy. I don't know her name off the top of my head.
Her name is Amaya Neves.
Boom. So if you're looking for the new face that steals it, she will be the one for me.
So she's fantastic. I think for me, it would have been Spencer Dutton until this final episode, and then it's actually Alexandra, the girl
who plays his wife,
the
right?
Wife. Yeah.
Yes.
I think she definitely, man, throughout like everything. I started out like, oh, she's just gonna be, whatever. But then I'm like, okay.
You think they're gonna have her as kind of eye candy, something to distract him. She has held her own.
Yeah.
I'm but the best friend to me. I just know she's down below deck with the dudes that are shoveling the coal. Like, you just know she's hanging out. Like, she would have been in Titanic, but would have turned down Leo but like a porter. That's the kind of girl I like. I like a gritty
Yeah.
girl.
And
All right.
Spencer, man, the guy that plays Spencer, he could pull off a young Indiana Jones.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
young Han Solo. I mean, sorry,
Yes.
Alden, but yeah.
Yes. How cool would it be if somehow Dutton goes to like university and runs into a young Indy? Right?
Dude, that'd be awesome.
And maybe gave him a whip. Like, here, sir, you might need this one day. Thank you. It tips the hat, you know. Yeah.
Awesome.
Or more importantly, if they could just both just slap the shit out of Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah. I mean, we'd be thankful. We'd be really thankful.
Yes.
All right, Brian, it's time. Let's move forward here, buddy. What is your honest ad for tonight?
My honest ad. So number one, thank you all for joining us. So typically, we'd like to celebrate February's Black History Month. Thank y'all for giving us 4 weeks. But with that also is we know in the middle of the month is Valentine's Day. So I want to give an honest ad for Valentine's Day.
Love it.
Money can't buy you love, but
False.
it can sure rent a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Are you looking for a way to celebrate your commitment to your spouse, your significant other, your bestie, or just a hookup gone wrong? On February 14th, spend your money on overpriced flowers, bland candy, and meaningless cards. Stream a movie about a boy who meets a girl and loses a girl when she meets a guy who is using the girl to meet the other girl who wants the same guy who originally lost the girl in the first place. We call that Love Actually. And when in doubt, invest your money into something beautiful. That's right. Additions to the shoebox that's under your bed that one day your kids will find and slowly pull it out. Open that lid and find out that true love comes in C batteries. Yes, sir. That is my honest ad for Valentine's Day.
Well done, Brian.
Sir.
All right,
Sir.
before we get into...
Put that on your Hallmark card. Put that on your Hallmark card.
Yes, in the Hallmark card you put right on top of the box.
Absolutely. Why is the card sticky? Don't ask me any questions.
Yeah.
All right, we'll move forward.
All right, we are going to do the filmography of the star of I Am Legend, no one else but Dog.
Sir William D. Smythe.
Well, yes, William Smith, Will Smith, you know, you may know.
By the way, you better keep his wife's name out of your mouth.
Oh. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I can do it.
Hey, let me check real quick. Jada Pinkett Smith. Okay, let's go.
Oh, safe. All right, cool. All right, so we are going to start at the beginning. We're just going to kind of go through. So his first acting, let's see here. I'm going to actually find... where are you at? I went too far. Thanks. Movies, where are you? Where are you? I thought I had this all queued up, but apparently I wasn't paying attention.
No worries. No worries. Oh, this all about how my life kept upside down, and I like to take a minute to sit right there. Oh, I'm still there.
He's got a lot on here. Where?
Would you like to start? All right. Why don't I help you out a little bit? I got a couple things that came up. Let's start off with the first thing that I saw him in was actually let's see, television versus movies. Well, let's start with his television debut, which actually was The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Sir, were you a fan of The Fresh Prince?
I was. I loved it. All right. I love Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Oh, man, I just had it. Gosh.
No worries, no worries.
Yeah, dude. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was. I watched it every week. It was fantastic.
It was one of those things that actually, so, we talk about Will Smith, and we definitely have fun with Will Smith as we joke about the slap. And before we get too much into this, honestly, whatever happened at the Oscars, that to me is between Will Smith and Chris Rock. We obviously don't know either gentleman, but if they would ever like to come on the podcast, we'd love to have you come on. Jada, anyone like that. But with that being said, it's obviously a worldwide occurrence and having one of the most watched shows ever. We both though are fans of Will Smith and his career. Neither his nor Chris Rock's careers should be defined by that. Honestly, a tragic moment that happened at the Oscars. So if we both go back a little bit, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, my really knowledge of Will Smith had been with parents just to understand a lot of that, the safe rap that my parents wanted me to listen to. And then all of a sudden there's this show on NBC on Monday nights called The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And you better believe it was must-see watching. So yeah, so we got The Fresh Prince. It was on the air for, I believe, 7 seasons. A little bit of the backstory I've seen from watching behind the scenes, like behind the music, that Bradley, this is something that's interesting to do. If you go back, especially the first 2 episodes of The Fresh Prince, if you watch Will Smith's character really closely, you will see him actually mouthing the lines of other actors because he was so nerdy. He had never acted before. So he learned the entire script. So if you watch him, he actually is mouthing silently the lines that the other actors in the scene with him are doing to make sure he didn't miss his cue. So I always think that's really great to watch.
That is great, man. That's good on Will Smith. All right, here you go. Are you ready? 1992, Will Smith was in a movie called Where the Day Takes You. He played
Where did it take us, sir?
To Made in America in 1993.
Whoopi Goldberg and Ted Danson, I believe, were also in that. Yes, sir. Yes.
And he was one of the tea cake waiters. All right. Then
I'm not sure what a tea cake waiter is, but all right.
Right. All right. In 1993.
By the way, Ted Danson, if you ever want to impress people by dating a black woman, don't dress her in blackface. Just as a general rule, that doesn't really engender you to the community. No. Just don't. For anyone who may be involved with someone of a different culture, race, ethnic background, don't dress up. Just
be yourself.
Just do you, boo boo.
Do you, boo boo?
Boo boo. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. In 1993, he starred in 6 Degrees of Separation.
Good movie, actually. I believe he pretends to play the unverified, undocumented son of Sidney Poitier.
Oh,
so yes.
Yeah. Okay, I remember. Yes. Okay. All right. Now here's a movie that you probably have heard of that he was in 1995's Bad Boys.
Hey,
what you gonna do? What you gonna? Yeah.
We ride together. We die together. Bad Boys for life.
Yes. All right, we're gonna get into his blockbuster phase of his career right now. So,
by the way, love Bad Boys. Still one of my favorite movies. On my Facebook page, I talk about Black History Month every day. Bad Boys was a thing that I mentioned a couple weeks ago. It is, and again, that movie. And by the way, a very underrated movie. You had Will Smith. Yeah. By the way, Will Smith was the secondary character in that movie. That movie, just given the times, was very much Martin Lawrence. Was really the lead for that movie. He was started at Martin, was more well known, was really probably the number 1 comedian, and the number 1, number 2, depending on what kind of him and Chris Rock were kind of going back and forth. The number 1, number 2.
Yeah.
Will Smith again was the safe rapper with the Monday Night Show on NBC. Like, this showed us as Will Smith, the action star. So again, the movie is really more about Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. Also, we get Taya Leone. We get Joe.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did. Hey, we also. How does David Duchovny mess that up? Like, for real, David, look,
Cocaine.
Okay, look, David. Okay, David, this is between you, me, and Brad right now. Okay, how do you mess up Taya Leone and not seal the deal on Gillian Anderson? That, bruh. By the way, I meant to send this to you. There's a TikTok video of David Duchovny meeting with Craig. Oh God, I'm gonna blank on his name.
Craig Robertson.
Yes. And Craig Robertson's sister, the first white man she had a crush on was David Duchovny, and they asked who were on like one of the late night shows. They called his sister to show, and she shared that David Duchovny was the first white guy she had a crush on. To which Duchovny, in a very Han Solo-esque moment, goes, "This is not the first time I've heard that story." I was like, my dude,
That's awesome.
my dude. So anyway, all right. So we've got him in in Made in America. We got him in Bad Boys. What's next?
1996, Independence Day.
Today, we celebrate our Independence Day. How bad did you want Bill Pullman as the president?
Dude, so bad.
Dude,
I still want him as president. What are you talking about?
Like, I wanted Lone Star as the president. I was like, yes. Yeah. Okay, that was so cool. And Vivica Fox is a stripper.
I mean, yes, please.
Jeff Goldblum, and I have many a friend that say Jeff Goldblum is zaddy. Jeff Goldblum being all the nerd pimp thing ever, saving the world, absolutely. We need, and I'm serious about this, we need a Will Smith, Jeff Goldblum vehicle next. Like, we need, so here's the deal, and this is just real quick, me off the top of my dome fan casting. We know we love Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate, but that is over. Now, I don't think we're going back to Sakaar with the Grand Master. Bradley, how about Jeff Goldblum?
Oh, I'm in, man. I'm in. If you have watched any episodes of Revenge of the Nerds, you know that Jeff Goldblum is we're big fans of Jeff Goldblum. You sound like a chipmunk, dude. And this is what you get when you do live shows. Oh, can't hear you. You're muted.
Is that better?
Hey, there you go. There you go.
Okay.
I thought Alvin took over for a minute, man.
A little bit. So my thought is, if we're gonna have, and this is one thing I think DC should do. Marvel. So with Marvel, you've got this whole Eternals thing, right? Where you've got the Grand Master. I was thinking, you know what? Why not have again Will Smith as potentially like a sports, not a sports master, but a champion of champions. One of those things to really explore that. So I think you need to give us a Will Smith, Jeff Goldblum moment, which I think we all want to see. So I got more on Will Smith and somewhere he can fit the DC and MCU a little later on. So, all right,
Sweet.
What do we have next, sir?
We have Men in Black in 1997.
Great song, by the way. Him dance with the alien. I think just dance with me. Yeah. Okay. I'll never dance on the show again, but I just wanted to pretend for a moment. Yes.
In 1998, we have Enemy of the State, him and Gene Hackman.
And Phillicoy Moon, a.k.a. Lisa Bonet.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I remember that.
I bet you do, sir. All right, Bradley, who you picking? Of the Cosby Kid girls, is it Lisa Bonet? Is it Sandra, Denise, or maybe even if you're young enough, Vanessa? Which one are you picking? Or Mrs. Huxtable?
I mean, man, like from then or from now?
From then. Well, we'll ask it twice. From then and then now.
I mean, Lisa Bonet for sure. I mean,
right.
I mean, and honestly, I think Lisa Bonet now too. I mean, I don't think she has aged.
No, and the mic drop flex, she got Lenny Kravitz and Jason Momoa. And they're
Right?
friends.
Right?
Like that, hey, for all love, and it's a pencil. I don't have a mic right here. Lisa Bonet, you are the first official inductee in the Revenge of the Nerds Mic Drop Hall of Fame for having babies with Jason Momoa and Lenny Kravitz and having the dudes be friends.
And
The
she's
mic drop.
Catwoman's mom. Yeah.
I got nothing. I'm gonna put myself on mute because that is just right. Just
all right. Let's keep going to 1999,
sir.
the end of the century.
Yes.
He went back, way back, with Wild Wild West.
Again, where the song is better than the movie. However, to see him and Kevin Kline, it's a movie that's grown on me over time. On the first watch, I'm like, meh. I really like him and Kevin Kline, especially Kevin Kline playing both Artemis Gordon and the President of the United States, plus Kenneth Branagh, who gave us Thor. Let's give Kenneth some nerd love, director of the first Thor movie, as Loveless, and just the jives back and forth between Loveless and Will Smith's character was just fantastic. It's one of those movies that has grown on me over time. If it's ever streaming or on television, I'll stop and watch it. And the best thing about this movie is I remember this is one of the first, when we had other examples, but we talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion. Yes, I'm bringing up those three letters in regard to the Nerdverse. Will Smith playing James West, we had historically been played by a white actor, and people getting really kind of uneasy about Will Smith playing James West. I think he did an overall good job. And you know what? In the lessons bring up some cool Mo D. Welcome to the Wild Wild West.
Man, yeah, I remember watching that movie several times. And yes, it's a horrible movie, but there is entertainment value to it.
Well, just the fact that they had like a steampunk spider,
right?
No one saw until it was like there. Like, wait, really? Yeah, and then the fact that they could fly before the Wright brothers, like all the anachronisms of it was kind of like, and the gun that could come out of the sleeve but still work. Like, there were some things there, but it was fun. It was.
Kevin Kline was really good in that movie.
Again, as both Artemis Gordon and the President, as President Grant, I believe was the president he played. Overall, it's a really fun movie.
Yeah.
And let's not forget Salma Hayek in a corset for 90% of the movie.
Yeah. How can we forget that? All right. But after Wild Wild West, it was The Legend of Bagger Vance.
So this is a movie that has so bear before I delve into some with a bit of the community here for a minute. This is one of those movies that is very polarizing. And the reason it's very polarizing is it's one of those movies where we start to see what's called the magical Negro. Yes, we can say that word. For those of you that like Jay-Z albums, I said Negro, okay? But it's the idea of the individual who's there to basically, the person of color is just to make white people happy. And he does that with Matt Damon and Charlize Theron. By the way, Charlize Theron, thank you so much for your service. I personally really like the movie. I love the interplay between him and Matt Damon. I think he actually steals the movie. But just to be fair, there are some that really dislike the movie due to some of the implied messages that Bagger Vance sends out. But again, I personally like him, as well as having Jack Lemmon playing the elderly Matt Damon character. And, R.I.P. dying both on the golf course and in real life. R.I.P. to Jack Lemmon.
Yeah, man, I thought it was a really good movie. Nothing bad to say about it. After Legend of Bagger Vance, we're going to hit up to 2001, where he, probably one of his biggest roles was Ali.
Dude.
I think, did he get an Oscar nom for that?
He got an Oscar nom for it. Should have got an Oscar win for it. Him and Ali, which also starred Jamie Foxx, just a great overall movie.
One of the best biopics made.
Absolutely. And he really develop. And again, talking well, we're going to delve a little bit into the situationship. Jada Pinkett Smith talked about how much he had to transform his body to do. Will Smith has always been in shape. Let's be honest with that. But the fact that the physical rigors that he had to go through to play a boxer, and he really kind of kept up that level of fitness. Good on you, Will. But him and Ali is one of my favorite roles. So nice job, sir.
Yeah. Then we're gonna hit
And
up
as always, just like Brian Dennis, he's too pretty.
yeah, exactly. We're gonna hit up a couple of sequels that he did. Men in Black 2 and Bad Boys 2 were right after that.
Bad Boys 2 actually came out on my birthday the year it was released. So I watched it the night of. So that's a great one.
And then we're gonna hit my all-time favorite Will Smith movie.
Okay.
Is 2004's Nope. I have yet to see Shark Tale, but iRobot.
Very good. Very good. Which starred Bridget Moynihan, who is also famous for being Tom Brady's baby mama. Okay, so iRobot, so good.
It is.
So good. So good.
So underappreciated as a movie.
It gives us like the 3 laws of robotics, which, by the way, if you don't know this, the 3 laws of robotics that they mention iRobots are a real thing. That actually, for folks that are really working on AI, Asimov's 3 laws of robotics are what they truthfully program. So if you've ever seen like the Terminator movies and you were about Skynet might be a real thing, people who work on legitimate artificial intelligence actually program in Asimov's 3 rules, which are what you hear the rules that are in iRobot. So it definitely takes, a science fiction movie, but brings some level of reality, as well as gives us James Cromwell as a hologram when he got done kind of raising a pig and going some pig to babe. So I appreciate that. So again, one of my favorite Will Smith movies, and I think you said it is your favorite. It's also one of the ones that, while it was a hit, people don't oftentimes talk about when they talk about Will Smith. iRobot is fantastic. iRobot is really fantastic.
All right, and then you already said it, Shark Tale,
bruh. I think we can just leave it at Shark Tale. I think we're good there.
After that,
it happened. It happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every actor takes the voice acting thing for
every. Yep.
When you hit,
they lost it with the lips. They lost it with the lips. I was like, really, yeah.
All right. After Shark Tale in 2005, it was
Fish are friends, not food.
Yeah. Hitch, a very, very good movie.
Very good movie. The movie that actually is one of 2 movies that he stars with Rosario Dawson. Do you know the other? I said the filmography. It's got to be coming up soon. But do you know the other movie that not only stars him and Rosario Dawson, but they are also love interests?
Is it 7 pounds?
It is 7 pounds.
Yeah,
it is 7 pounds. So yes, so we're trying to help Kevin James get some.
Yeah, exactly. From a supermodel or an actress.
I would, but I think honestly, if it was me, give me Leah Remini. I think he was good where he was at.
I think it was too.
Yeah.
All right. After Hitch, he was looking for happiness in the pursuit of happiness. Another
with a Y though.
Yeah,
with a Y.
Yeah. Happiness with a Y. Man, great movie. That's probably I don't know. It's probably one of the ones that he's most known for.
And without a doubt, was the best acting job Jaden Smith gave us.
Yeah,
like Jaden tried in Karate Kid Part 2. He tried in After Earth, Pursuit of Happiness. Basically, he's also, I forget the Netflix series. I think it's the hip hop series on Netflix. He was in that. He was pretty good in it. But yeah, Jaden, Pursuit of Happiness. You peaked at your first job, bro. And you know what? That's okay.
Yeah,
that's okay. That's all right. Jackie Chan tried with you, man. He really did.
Yeah,
Mr. Hunt. No. Just no. No, the Cobra. Hang on. This is my. No, Jaden. No. Okay. With that being said, yes, Pursuit of Happiness was fantastic. Really good. Also a biopic. He does really good, actually, played people, whether you're talking about Ali, Pursuit of Happiness, or I'm sure we'll talk about at some point King Richard.
Yeah, yeah, we'll definitely get there. After In Pursuit of Happiness, he was in I Am Legend. That was what we're talking about tonight.
Yes.
Another movie that we've talked pretty hardcore about on the show, Hancock, in
Yes.
2008.
Yes, that may come up in our tats later. Yes, Hancock, absolutely.
7
And
pounds.
I can't say this enough with Hancock. Watch I think Amazon Prime is usually where you can find it, but the director's cut of Hancock, which actually had that been the theatrical release, Hancock was a hit. But I think had we gotten a theatrical release, it would have done even better. I actually really prefer the director's cut of Hancock whereas the theatrical release for a couple of key scenes. But again, with that, Hancock, fantastic.
Awesome. All right. We have Men in Black 3. Yep, same thing. After Earth,
Which
Anchorman
proves
2.
that somehow Tommy Lee Jones looked like, has a striking resemblance to Cable or Thanos.
Yeah. All right. And let's see here. Anchorman 2, Winter's Tale. We're in 2014 right now. Focus.
Yep.
Concussion.
Good
in 2015.
movie.
Great
Good
movie.
movie. Yep.
All right. And then in
Another
2016,
biopic.
yeah, he was Deadshot in Suicide Squad.
Bruh.
And he was by far one of the best parts of that movie.
As much as I adore Idris Elba and almost anything Idris Elba, we took a step back when we had Idris Elba instead of Will Smith. And probably because their characters were so similar that a lot of people think that he played the same character. He does not.
No, they're different characters, yeah.
They're different. They're definitely different characters. But Deadshot, that scene where you've got Viola Davis being Viola and they telling him to kill Harley, and he goes, "I miss," which we all know if you read the comics, Deadshot does not miss. Floyd does, again, another character that had typically been portrayed as Caucasian that we had Will Smith play. I thought that was just fantastic. And let's be real. Had Will Smith, had Deadshot been in the Suicide Squad, we do not get Peacemaker.
No, we don't.
So we both love Peacemaker. Maybe that should be part of season 2 for Peacemaker. I would love it if somehow James Gunn could give us Deadshot and Peacemaker.
Yeah.
James, whatever it would take to get Will for like one episode, I'm sure you're gonna pay through the nose.
It'll be worth it.
Can we get us Deadshot? And don't give us Deadshot and John Cena. Give us Will Smith as Deadshot and John Cena. We want to see that.
All right. We have Collateral Beauty. Netflix's
one of my absolute favorite movies is Collateral Beauty. Fantastic.
Is it really?
Yes, love. Have you seen it?
You know what? I don't know. I think I have, but
stars also Helen Mirren. So we've talked about this before. It's got Helen Mirren. It's got Keira Knightley. It's got Ed Norton. It's got I'm forget her name from Titanic. It's got she played Rose in Titanic. Why am I blanking on his name?
Kate Winslet.
Thank you. The cast right there is fantastic. Also, just the way in which they handle the subject matter is done really well. It's one of the movies that, along with honestly 7 Pounds, really a fantastic dramatic turns for him that I don't think got enough credit. So I love me some Collateral Beauty.
Awesome. All right, then let's go ahead and talk a little bit about Aladdin back in 2019, where he picked up Robin Williams' Genie.
No.
Student
There's certain roles that people don't touch. No one should try and be Don Corleone other than Marlon Brando. No one, and no one should try and be Indiana Jones other than Harrison Ford. No one can be Genie of the Lamp in Aladdin other than R.I.P. Robin Williams. Will Smith tried. You don't touch Robin Williams in that role. Not even a little bit.
Agree. All right. What about Gemini Man?
actually liked Gemini Man. A lot of people didn't.
I thought it was
I
fine. It
actually
was okay.
didn't mind. It was better than Looper, which I felt like they were right there together.
They were.
Looper with
Mhm.
Bruce Willis and Gemini Man with Will Smith. I actually was like, it's not bad. It's not. It ain't the greatest Will Smith movie.
Mhm.
It's also not the worst. Again, you heard us gloss over Shark Tale.
Yep. Oh, well, hey, we're going to gloss over another one here, too. Spies in Disguise.
Bruh.
All right, enough said.
Okay, time out. Will Smith. We know you have some issues, and we know you're listening.
Mhm.
Will, we know you and the Oscars are having a thing right now. Bruh, don't do animated movies, okay? They just... your personality in animated movies don't... It's... We don't ask Martin Lawrence to do Shakespeare in the Park.
Mhm.
Please do not do any more animated movies. It just doesn't serve you best. All right, move forward, sir.
After that, Bad Boys for Life.
We ride together, we die
die
together. Bad boy. The only thing about this is that it played into the trope of black men not raising their kids. It's like, hell. But other than that, it was all right. It was okay.
Then we have King Richard.
Love King Richard.
Such a
Love
good movie,
King
man.
Richard. Love King Richard. Now, unfortunately, you can't talk about King Richard without the moment at the Oscars. The slap hurt around the world. So we've had jolly sport with this. I want to be serious for like 2 seconds. Will Smith both won and deserved the Oscar for King Richard. Will Smith should not have laid his hands on another person, period.
Yeah.
I think Chris Rock handled that as well as any human being can do. There's lots of things. I'm not going to comment on anyone else's marriage, but what I will say is please, 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 when looking at both this man's career and Chris Rock's career, don't let this one moment define either one of them. I have no doubt that Will Smith will be a member in good standing with the Academy in the next few years. I forgot how long he says for a self-suspension. Will Smith is still one of the greatest and most famous actors in the world. But just to say it out loud, because we've had fun with the slap, and we will continue to have fun with it. We do not advocate anybody putting their hands on anybody else without permission. But with that being said, King Richard, though, was a phenomenal job done by him. He honestly does well in biopics. We talked about Ali. We've talked about Pursuit of Happiness. We talked about Concussion. Pardon me. All these biopics, he does a really good job of playing real people. So I'm very glad to see that he did win the Oscar.
And then we have one last way. Have you seen Emancipation?
I did not see Emancipation, I don't believe.
Okay, it's an Apple TV movie. It's an Apple TV movie. I have not either, and I think it's because I keep forgetting that it's there.
Sure.
And I
have seen him in 14th, which was fantastic. Now that's not an acting role; it's more of him emceeing a documentary.
Okay.
But again, if you've not seen 14th, again, a well-timed documentary. He does a really good job of being the overall host of that. He does a really good job in that. So I will say 14th is definitely worth a watch. Again, that is on Netflix. I have not seen Emancipation, which I believe is on Apple TV.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. There is the filmography of one Will Smith. Sorry about my little lapse of pause there. My phone kind of crapped out there for a second.
No worries. We will always pivot, sir.
Awesome, man. So with that being said, it is time for our tat.
Yes. So, as much as you heard me try and be serious and respectful about Will Smith and the slap, you know what, Brad? We're going to go the opposite direction. We'll have fun with the slap. Okay. So, Dana White, who owns and runs the UFC, actually has a secondary league called Slap Fight, which I don't know if you watched it.
He was that?
I
did not know he was the owner.
Yes, it's called Slap Fight, which if you see those on TikTok, that is Dana White's baby. Okay. So we're going to have the Will Smith Slap Fight.
Awesome.
So I've got 4 fights, and I just want you to tell me who you feel would win the slap fight and why.
Okay.
All right. So are you ready, sir?
Bring it.
Okay, so our opening bout, we have Agent J from Men in Black taking on Mike Lowry from Bad Boys 2 and Bad Boys for Life. So Agent J from Men in Black versus Mike Lowry. Who's winning the slap fight?
Agent J.
Agent J. Why?
Because he has more. He's got more experience with being tossed around a lot more. I mean, the noisy
Fair point.
cricket.
Fair point. Fair point.
The weird hours. I mean, like
Yes.
more extraterrestrials.
Yes.
Can't talk. But yeah, Agent J.
And once you've been slapped by the vagina octopus like he was in Men in Black 1, you're kind of ready, right? You're kind of ready. Okay. I can go with that. So, bout number 2, basically the Will Smith nice guy roles. We have Hitch versus Chris Gardner from The Pursuit of Happiness. Who's winning that slap fight? Hitch versus Chris Gardner.
Chris Gardner's going to win this, man. That
Boom.
dude, man, he made it through a lot. And if he puts his mind in something, dude, he's going to take anything.
By the way, if you can survive marriage to Thandie Newton and people stealing your radiology machine,
yeah.
not to mention he had to raise Jayden in like a subway station. So, all right, I can co-sign on that. By the way, it's much harder to raise Jaden Smith than to hang out with Kevin James. All right. So we've got Agent J, we've got Chris Gardner. Number 3, the Will Smith animated roles. The Will Smith roles we will not talk about.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Oscar from Shark Tale versus Genie from the live action Aladdin. Who's winning that slap fight?
Genie.
Of course.
I mean,
but I'll let you explain.
Well, I haven't seen Shark's Tale, so I'm thinking that a slap from a little fish wouldn't hurt as bad.
So, with the nigh invincible powers of the Genie, just don't.
Yeah.
Don't.
Sorry, Will.
Don't. I will say in this battle, I'm still taking Robin Williams. R.I.P. to the GOAT.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, so we've got Agent J in the opening battle, and we've got Chris Gardner, and then we've got Genie over Oscar the Fish. Makes sense. Now, here we have the main event. So listen carefully because the main event's got a couple rules.
Okay.
So this is a Fatal 4 elimination bout. So
elimination. Okay.
So people get eliminated before we have the final victor. So I want you to tell me who gets eliminated and in what order before we get to the ultimate winner. Okay?
Okay.
So here are our participants. We have Muhammad Ali versus Deadshot from Suicide Squad versus Daryl Ward from Bright with the wand.
Okay.
Versus Hancock.
Oh, man. You had to make this easy.
You've got Hancock versus Daryl Ward with the wand. So he's got magic.
Okay.
Versus Deadshot versus Muhammad Ali. So who's your first elimination?
All right. So my first question, can I ask a question about this?
Absolutely.
Is Charlize Theron's character close by Hancock?
Well, of course, because it's Charlize Theron. I would not let her get very far.
Okay. Well, if Charlize Theron is right
which
there.
Which also means that Jason Bateman is the world's biggest cuckold, but we'll continue. Yeah.
Well, that means Hancock is going to be the first one to go. Because he has no power. He has no power.
Fair. Oh, my.
All right.
Time out. That's my tag team partner, ladies and gentlemen. That's my tag team partner. He found the chink in Hancock's armor with the wifey is nearby. By the way, what's I say about that? The perception of marriage in Hancock is that he loses all superpowers because his wife's there, and Jason Bateman is over there. Just like, go ahead, Will, do what you do with my wife, okay? Like, really, really, Jason, really, okay. With that being said, Hancock is out first. The surprise loss, round 1, Hancock. So now, just to check the math here, We have Daryl Ward, Bright, with the wand. We have Deadshot, Clyde Newton with in Suicide Squad. We've got the GOAT of boxing, Muhammad Ali. So we got Daryl Ward versus Deadshot versus Muhammad Ali. Who's next out?
Man, so remind me the magic of the wand, because it's been a while since
So
I've seen it.
the wand, what we see is the wand has the power to kill. The wand has the power to transmute, but the wand also weakens the wand bearer. Now, take into account
Right.
that in Bright, if we follow the canon of the series, he knows one spell. He knows, but it's the kill shot.
Mhm.
But that's the only spell he knows, and it also takes a huge physical toll. So we have a novice witch
Mhm.
or warlock in Daryl Ward, but we have Daryl Ward versus Deadshot versus Ali.
We're gonna take out Daryl Ward next, because
Okay,
he's gonna get hit by Muhammad Ali.
boom, boom. Float like a butterfly,
Sting like a
sting like
bee.
a bee. Ain't no magic gonna inflict on pain on me. All right, I can co-sign that. So now we have Deadshot, the assassin who doesn't miss it unless he wants to. Unless he's shooting at a really cute white girl, then he goes, yeah, that's okay. And then we've got Muhammad Ali, who basically said the white man's the devil. So who's winning? Ali versus Deadshot.
Oh, this is the tough
In
one
a
right here.
slap fight, though. Remember, in a
Right,
slap fight.
I am gonna have to go. The only way you can is gonna be Muhammad Ali's gonna win, because he can take the hits.
Boombaye!
Yeah, I mean,
Boombaye!
the second you said Muhammad Ali, the only
Boom.
one that was gonna beat him was Hancock,
Boom.
but because of Charlize Theron,
Well
sorry.
played. That is so well played, sir. I actually am good with that as well. I got no notes, no critiques. In fact, you win the episode by finding, yes, sir, I will bend the knee to you, sir. You found the hole in Hancock's armor again, which is a white girl.
Yeah.
But you found that Hancock losing his strength when with the wifey, with Jason Bateman basically going, just take it easy on her. We find that. So it's like if Jason Bateman went and got the box from under the bed and gave it to Hancock. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna recount your wins here. So we've got Agent J over Mike Lowry. We have Chris Gardner over Hitch. We have the Genie over Oscar from Shark Tale. And in the fatal four-way of Hancock versus Darren Ward versus Deadshot versus Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali is the ultimate winner after Hancock is out due to losing his powers because the wife is there versus Darren Ward. And then Deadshot, as good as he is, if you're talking about a slap fight, we gotta lay these hands, catch these hands, give that to Muhammad Ali. Well done, sir.
Thank you.
Well done. Well done.
All right, Brian.
Sir.
I would love to know what happens after I am legend.
Well, sir, guess what I'm prepared to discuss with you? What happens after I am legend? All right. So again, if you have not checked out part one of this, please do. This will make this all make a little more sense. But in I Am Legend, there are two endings for it. So there's the alternate ending that shows Hancock fighting some level ground with the Dark Seekers. But in the original version, we have Hancock who sacrifices himself to save the two refugees so they can go about find the soldiers and talk about Dr. Robert Neville, and this is his legend. Well, we're going to use that ending to talk about what happens next. Here we go, sir. The after credit scene of Dr. Neville's new legend. After the explosion, which ended his mortal life, Dr. Robert Neville finds himself facing a void, and from this void comes a voice. The voice explains that as a reward for trying to save the remaining life of his world, Dr. Neville can be reborn on a new world where humanity needs both his kindness, but also his vengeance. Should Neville agree, he will have power and foresight to protect humanity not only from himself, but from threats far greater than Neville can imagine. Taking less than a moment to agree, Dr. Robert Neville exists no more. In his place stands a near limitless being with abilities and absolute strength, capable of virtually anything. Dr. Robert Neville walks into his new life as the spirit of God's vengeance, as the new Spectre. Thoughts, sir?
You win the episode, man.
No, you won the
No,
episode.
no,
And
no.
How
We'll
about this
get
be
to
the first
tie.
time in history we got a tie? We got
We,
a
we can
tie
do a
this
tie.
week. Okay.
Oh, dude. I kind of thought like from earlier. I'm like, okay, you made a comic book reference. You're gonna
Sure.
turn it into
Sure.
it.
Sure.
And when you brought it all the way home to be the Spectre, well done.
Thank you. Also, it makes sense because if you take the Spectre post Hal Jordan and you have to cast Crispin Glover, Will Smith.
I'm
Will
for
Smith.
this, man. I love this.
Yes. Will Smith.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They're not going to use him as Deadshot. It's obvious. They're done using him as Deadshot. He's too big of a name. You can probably get him at a lower rate due to all the Oscar fiascos. Bring him in as Crispin Glover. Bring him in as Crispin Glover. James Gunn is already rebooting the DCU anyway. You know how we talked about before, like what the DCU sometimes needs is that one unifying character. We've talked about it with Nick Fury kind of in the MCU. We've had both of them be kind of Batman, kind of Viola Davis's character with Amanda Waller. Why not kind of what we did with the Beyonder in What If and make that the Spectre? And again, Will Smith has a good voice for gravitas. And think about it, especially if you don't want to overexpose him, have him kind of like I'm thinking about this weekend. That honestly, with Nick Fury, the only moves you get a lot of Nick Fury is you get him in the Avengers, you get him in Captain America, the Winter Soldier, and then you get him in Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Other than that, you get him here and there. Spectre, same deal.
Well, and you could
go ahead, sir.
Oh, and you could easily weave that in all the way through the multiverse too.
Exactly.
With the way the characters,
he literally is God's vengeance. So he can be wherever you need him to be. So, and you know what? He can actually pull out probably a green Speedo. It's all right. So, Will Smith as the Spectre. Marvel, we gave you that one for free.
Or DC.
DC. We gave you that one. I was getting there. Again, the Infinity Mug has won a little bit tonight.
That's good, man. Well, I really didn't have much because I know they just did.
Yep.
I don't know if you saw, but they did announce that the sequel is happening in 2024. And they also said that the sequel is going to follow the alternate ending.
Yes.
So,
which is why we get Michael B. Jordan in it as well. Which again, between Killmonger and the Creed franchise, Michael B. Jordan's a guy right now. I think you definitely see a clear line of Will Smith to Michael B. Jordan.
Which Creed 3 comes out next week.
Yes, so I got a couple things to get caught up on: Ant-Man, Quantumania, as well as Creed 3. And think about it. I mean, you got the aligning of Creed 3 and Kang. So we've got all the greatness coming here. But that is my take on the next step for the after credits with I Am Legend, sir.
I love it, man. With that being said, let's talk a little bit about who is your better than us person of the week.
All right, so the better than us human of the week, I gotta go with the one, the only Bruce Willis. Bradley, you probably saw the news like most of us. Bruce Willis has been diagnosed with dementia, which has really impacted his ability to speak and has really kind of cut short his acting career. I mean, he's got decades of lots of films and television shows and lots of fame. He's made more than enough money, but we don't want to see anyone encounter anything that's debilitating. But it makes me take stock and just look at what a great catalog of movies that he left us. We all know, well, I won't say we all know, but most of us know that he started off in Moonlight with Sybil Shepherd, outstanding.
Yep.
The first movie I ever saw him in was actually Blind Date with Kim Basinger and John Larroquette.
Me too.
If you, for anyone in our audience, if you've not seen Blind Date, it is incredibly funny. It is just fantastic, and just any scene with Willis and Larroquette. And I've tried, and you know what? I'm sorry a little bit on the new Night Court. It is bad, but trying to find the good. But watching Larroquette and Bruce Willis is fantastic. He gave us Armageddon. We win, Gracie. Click. I'm not leaving my daughter with Ben Affleck. I'm sorry. The world can end. I'm not leaving my daughter with Ben Affleck. Okay.
Fair.
Sin City, where he had that weird kind of friend, not friend thing with Jessica Alba. Hey, he's human. All right. We got him in Pulp Fiction. Which proof that Pulp Fiction shows the seedy side of pawn shops. The Fifth Element. Come on, Corbett, my man, Corbett, my man. Okay, and then of course the Die Hard series, which you cannot say enough about any of those movies. My Facebook post today talked about interracial bromances, whether it's him and Reginald Vell Johnson or him and Samuel L. Jackson. Bruce Willis does great. You give him a black sidekick, he's gonna make it happen. So my Better Than Us Human of the Week, again, trying to find the silver lining in a really tough diagnosis with the dementia, is Bruce Willis. To his friends, and I love the fact that the statement came out not only from his current wife, but also with Demi Moore, who those two are invariably linked, have got 3 kids together. But also, most people think about Bruce Willis and think about Demi Moore. So I think it's great that family is doing what they can, and all the thoughts, all the prayers, all the positive vibes for them. So my Better Than Us Human of the Week again is Bruce Willis.
And because a lot of times when I start writing the episodes and my show notes and everything like that, we don't really talk about what we're going to do when it comes to like our TV show movie of the week. But a lot of times we are pretty well in sync. My Better Than Us Human is also Bruce Willis.
Sir.
I mean, he's one of my all-time favorite actors.
Absolutely.
Even all the crappy movies that he's done in the last few years, he was just cranking them out because just to have something with his name on it.
Absolutely.
You know what, Bruce, we love you. You're amazing.
Yep. And, with that being said, you start cranking them out. His star, I won't say star dimmed, but it kind of changed a little bit. I love one of my favorite characters in G.I. Joe canon. We talk about doing that as a show. Is Joe LaHawk. I love seeing him kind of showing up when G.I. Joe is kind of and actually just the Joe. Which I really love with that. By the way, if I had to choose between The Rock and Bruce Willis, I'm still picking Bruce Willis. I think he's gonna pull it out.
Yeah.
I think those are just fantastic. He gave us a lot of laughs. I love to bring up my little nerd piece of knowledge is that when he went from moonlighting to Die Hard, no one had thought this guy is gonna be an action star. He was the funny man in Moonlight and a funny man, honestly, in Blind Date. So the fact that he's going to be this big action star, and for a while was the biggest action star on the planet, no one saw that, right? So the early advertisements had nothing to do with Bruce Willis. It was all about Nakatomi Tower. By the way, Bruce Willis and Die Hard, best Christmas movie of all time. We've discussed it.
Amen.
It is without debate. It is without debate. You don't think Die Hard is a Christmas movie? Fight me. It is without debate. So
come on the show. We'll tag team.
Yes, absolutely.
You're gonna lose.
Well, I for tower you. Okay. Right. So with that being said, keep your Elf, keep your Christmas Story, keep your It's a Wonderful Life. No, Die Hard is the best Christmas movie ever. With that being said, everything about Nakatomi Tower. The movie was such a hit. They go, oh, we should mention Bruce Willis is in it now. Bruce Willis has been an underdog. He did really, really well. So again, Better Than Us Human of the Week, Bruce Willis. And again, Bruce, if for you and any person that experienced dementia, we seriously, hearts, prayers, thoughts, go for if there's going to be a cure, we really hope it's not only for you because you're famous, but because it affects so many, many family people that are dear and dear to my heart. So again, Better Enough Human of the Week, Bruce Willis, sir. So Bradley, we may have reached max awesomeness this week.
Yes, I think we have. And all right, buddy. Are you ready?
Always.
Let's end every episode like we do on
Sir.
a positive note.
Sir.
What are your words of wisdom?
As always, sir. And speaking of Bruce Willis, again, never give up, never surrender. And remember that Goonies never say die.
We're all playing the same game in life, just on a different level. Thanks for catching up. You're welcome for leveling up your awesome. Live free or die empty. Have a great day. And as Leia would say, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Get your earphones in, everybody, and everybody hear us out. We are Brad Butin and Brian Dennis, and this is PVOTN. We've got my dad leveling up your awesomeness, dropping knowledge of TV, movies, and comics. We've got Brian Dennis flexing his nerd muscles. How you level up your awesomeness? He will solve the puzzle. Just when you thought you've heard it all, a new episode will come along. Won't you like, subscribe, and rate our show? One last thing. Leave a 5-star review before you go. Oh yeah!